Broadcasting live from Dar Salam, this is TBC News, our top stories. President Samia reassures VETA centers countrywide. Tanzania set to host Southern and Eastern African Chief Justices Forum.
The role of national judiciaries in dispute resolution under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Good evening, I am Teddy Mparanyanga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel TBC Online and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and our account on X at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan says her government is determined to establish vocational education and trade centers VETA in all regions and districts in the country to develop skills and improve national workforce. President Samia announced the commitment during her visit in Tabora, insisting that the region is strategically positioned. Here are more details.
Starting her visit in the Tabora region, President Samia first received a report on the performance of the region and then laid a foundation stone for the Vocational Education and Training Center VETA construction project in Ikungi Humo district. Then, various ministers elaborated on numerous development projects implemented by the government in the region.
At this point that we have reached, Honorable President, all the 5 districts in Tabora region already have the vocation training colleges.
Centers in all regions and districts.
Tumeamua wilaya zote za Tanzania hii ziwe na vyuo vya aina hii.
This college is a continuation of the government's efforts to ensure that young people get practical education, as well as to get technical education that will help them either to be employed or employ themselves. We have decided that all the districts in the country should have colleges of this sort. But apart from the colleges in the district level, there should be a regional college in every region. The goal is to build colleges that are going to teach vocational education to our youth and not the theories they get in schools.
Furthermore, President Samia says her government will continue to improve conditions of farmers in growing and selling crops productively. President Samia is in Tabora region for a 2-day state visit.
President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to grace the opening of the Southern and East African Chief Justices Forum Conference and Annual General Meeting. Tanzania is named as a country with the best Judiciary Administration Act, which has attracted other countries to come and learn. The Chief Court Administrator of Judiciary of Tanzania, Professor Lisante Ole Gabriel, made the announcement in Arusha, insisting that the forum has helped member countries in conflict resolutions. Here's the report by Sechilela.
In the Southern and Eastern African Chief Justices Forum Conference and Annual General Meeting in the city of Chief Court Administrator of Judiciary.
Your pain is important, that it was read by 40 million people, and the truth is only 20 million people have read it, and sometimes the leadership accumulates to only 10%. Be conscious on what you write for the safety of the nation.
The judge of the Court of Appeal and the principal of the Institute of Judicial Administration, Lushoto, Dr. Justice Paul Kihuelo, says the platform will be a place to discuss the best ways to integrate justice with digital technology to improve efficiency.
The role of national judiciaries in dispute resolution under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
First, we shall bring together different judicial courts from this zone through their chief judges and other leaders who will accompany them. But secondly, we shall promote our country through different tourist attractions.
The forum is expected to be officiated on October 23rd this year by President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan in Arusha.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, has vowed to support the efforts of the Tanzanian government to boost the agricultural sector. Prime Minister made the remarks on the opening of the World Food Forum, which started on October 16th and is expected to end on October 20th, 2023. Here are more details.
Kassim Majaliwa says the government of Tanzania and the revolutionary government of Zanzibar plans to make Tanzania a major fruit producer in the continent and export the surplus by 2030. He elaborated that the government continues to strengthen various infrastructures, including the construction of modern railways, roads and rural energy to facilitate agricultural activities.
Sisi Tanzania tumeieleza FAO.
We have elaborated it to Food Agricultural Organization that the government of the United Republic of Tanzania and the revolutionary government of Zanzibar have an agricultural plan that aims at enabling Tanzania to have enough food reserve for domestic use and also be able to supply outside the country. This plan is already in motion. We are also involving youth and women in agricultural processes without forgetting the use of technology. We also work closely with the experts, especially in the private sector. We have had discussions with the Director General of Food Agriculture Organization, and he has promised to support us.
On the other hand, the Food and Agricultural Organization Director General Dr. Q Dongyu says Tanzania is well positioned to develop the agricultural sector and the blue economy, and the organization is ready to cooperate with Tanzania to provide professional assistance as well as developing food production systems.
As Prime Minister pointed out rightly, from the land agriculture to the blue economy, blue aquaculture and all this value chain, you can increase the value-added products and industry. So if you're willing to offer the technical assistance to you and also to promote Tanzania agri-food systems from the sea to the inland, I know cotton industry, fruit, and others. So and even cocoa, I know. So you have full of potential. If you as a technical expertise organizations, we wanted to offer technical consultation and also enabling policy consultation.
The Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation, Natural Resources and Livestock of the Revolutionary Government implementation of irrigation projects. Before opening the meeting involving heads of states and government, the Prime Minister participated in the 78th anniversary of the establishment of the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO.
Tanzania Tourist Board TTB has won the Best Tourism Board Award, and Zara Tanzania Adventure, which is a tourism service operator, as Best of Leading Tour Operator in Africa following the Travel Awards competition. Handing over the award to Zara Tanzania Adventure in Dar Salam, the Marketing Director of TTB, Dr. Gladstone Mlai, says the award will inspire Tanzania to continue attracting more visitors and increase awareness of Tanzania's tourist attractions.
The rule, the duty and the responsibility of the Tanzania Tourist Board is to work closely with the private sectors, including Zara and other tour operators or other accommodation facilities. We say, let's work together, let's promote our destination, let's use our all effort, making sure that we promote our destination Tanzania so as to increase the number of the tourists. We believe closely relationship with the others will win the champion and be #1 in Africa. To be #1 African Tourist Board is not a joke. To be #1 the best tourism attractions, #1 the tour operator is not a small joke. So we say together we'll succeed. Together we'll achieve what we want.
On the other hand, the marketing officer of Zara Tanzania Adventure, Nasi Gotea, says the award is an incentive for them to continue to improve their services to tourists.
I thank Dr. Samia, Mama Samia Hassan Suluhu, the President of Tanzania, for her initiatives in promoting tourism through her movie, The Royal Tour. It has been a very great movie and a very motivation to us to keep on telling Tanzania, because as for now, everyone around the world knows Tanzania. And through awards like this is what makes Tanzania greater. We want to invite everyone around the world to come and visit Tanzania. We have the Serengeti National Park, which also won an award, Ngorongoro Conservation Area, and also the Mafia Island also won an award.
In the same awards, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area has also emerged as the winner for being the area with the most interesting conservation in Africa. The World Travel Awards were established in 1993 to recognize, reward, and celebrate excellence in all key sectors of travel, tourism, and hospitality. And on to the next news. A team of 11 specialized doctors from China has set up a 5-day medical camp in Kigoma region to provide free medical services to the Kigoma residents as part of the 60th anniversary of relations between Tanzania and China. The service was launched by the Chinese ambassador to Tanzania, Shen Minjiang, emphasizing that the move is a continuation of the effective bilateral relations between Tanzania and China. Here's a report by Ejidao Dax, read by Kanki Magamole.
It was an exciting time for the residents of the Kigoma region to receive the doctors accompanied by the Chinese ambassador to Tanzania, Shen Minjiang. The residents who are the beneficiaries of this service attended the launch and thanked the government for provision of the service.
We are grateful for these services. I had spinal cord problems.
We have been blessed with these specialist doctors. We are grateful for these doctors.
The doctors will be here for 5 days, providing various medical services, including surgery and orthopedic services.
These doctors will provide their services free of charge, and this will reduce mortality rate and other health-related effects. This is a huge service to the whole Kigoma region.
Kigoma North Member of Parliament Asa Makanika urges the residents to take advantage of the opportunity.
Yesterday, they operated 270 people just half a day. This includes the medical operation performed to children and grown-ups. At first, we expected to only provide services to North Kigoma district residents, but we ended up providing services to other districts as well. You can all witness how fruitful this exercise has been.
More than 15,000 people will be reached with the service as China vows to deepen ties as part of marking 60th anniversary of relations between Tanzania and China.
We all know that China and Tanzania enjoy a profound friendship from the last century, the 60s of last century until now. And that is the basic color of friendship between our two countries and two peoples. And I would like to emphasize that the personal relations between me and MP Makaleka contribute a lot.
CRDB Bank Executive Director Abdul Majid Nsekela says the bank has signed a loan worth $150 million with Intesa San Paulo Bank and Investec Bank to facilitate lending to principal clients who have invested in different sectors of the economy. Speaking after signing, Nsekela said the loan is part of the International Syndicated Term Facility and aims to attract investors from all over the world.
Is to be undisputable leader, but to be a bank which has thought leadership, to lead the way of transforming the sector, the economy, supporting the initiative created by the government, but also touching the areas. Given the size of CRDB, we are now in Tanzania, we are in Burundi, we are recently opened our door in DRC, and looking forward for bigger expansions in any other country, East Africa. So with the support of Intesa and many other partners, that gives us strength.
On the other hand, the Director of Joint Credit Intesa San Paulo Bank, Gustav Ehrenstein, says consistent growth of CRDB Bank is the one that has attracted them to make the investment.
Last year's deal to this year's deal, we did much more. We got more commitments to this facility. Last year was 130. This year we managed to get commitments of 202. It was one of the most remarkable things that I've ever done in my career. Of the 15 banks that came into the syndication, because we got the commitments were at such high levels, I actually physically phoned each bank that I was covering and said, please tell me what is the minimum amount of money you will be happy with. And of course, at the end of the day, ourselves and Investec ended up with really quite a small amount of this facility, which didn't go down well with my management because obviously there was a lot of work done on it and with a small amount of exposure that we ended up with. But that was just actually the first time in my career that that's ever happened.
And make sure that Africa as a continent is shown to the world as a really, really positive place that investments can be made and can be looked after correctly. So I would like to thank CRDB for the opportunity again.
The loan from foreign investors has included investors from South Africa, Italy, Mauritius, Egypt, Germany, England, and the Far East. Former President and Chancellor of the University of Dar Salam, Dr. Jakaya Kikwete, has congratulated the graduates of the University of Dar Salam, commending the increase of 54.7% in number of women who have graduated.
I would like to congratulate all those who have graduated today, but throughout all other graduation ceremonies, we have not had such a large number of graduates like today. Furthermore, I am proud of the increase of 54.7% of women. I think this should be a challenge to you men to equal the number.
On the other hand, some of the graduates who have scored the highest say they will utilize their professional skills for the wider interest of the nation.
The knowledge and skills that I've gained from my 3 years of university to try and make an impact in the society by participating in various services, various activities, various social building activities, so that I may be able to share my knowledge and skills which I've gained from here to be able to build a more successful, more inclusive world for the future, for the betterment of the future generation.
Trainings that I got from my teachers, I'm going to use and to cooperate with the people in the industry and community, surrounding community.
The police force in the country calls on journalists to continue to collaborate with the police force in collection and distribution of information. The call has been called during a dialogue organized by the Union of Tanzania Press Clubs, UTPC, which was held in Dar es Salaam, where the police force spokesperson, Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police, CACP David Misime, insisted the police force will continue to ensure safety of journalists.
The police force has that plan to ensure the collaboration between journalists and the police force is strengthened and continues, because we are co-independent. The police needs journalists and vice versa. We both serve the public and the Tanzanian people in general.
Ya kuwapa huduma wananchi wetu wa Tanzania.
On the other hand, the executive director of UTPC, Kenneth Simbaya, says the union will continue to organize various conferences as part of promoting good relations between journalists and various stakeholders and in the country for the wider interest of the nation, while the executive director of TAMWA, Dr. Rose Ruben, says the move will increase efficiency in the communication sector.
Dialogues are very important because when people can meet and discuss issues of concern, the likelihood of them creating a better tomorrow is huge. Normally, if you want people to live in endless conflict or confrontations, create a situation whereby those people can't speak. So we are so excited to see that the police are willing to work with the media so as to create a Tanzania which is a better place to live for everyone.
For TAMWA to be engaged in different dialogues, that means we engage the community into the dialogue. We inform them, we educate, we create awareness on issues that are pertaining women, especially gender-based violence, political participation, but also women economic empowerment and how it is important into our communities.
Now let us move to the tourism sector, where in mitigating the effects of climate change, Seed Bombs Tanzania provides education to local communities in northern Tanzania about reforestation and using the invented seed bombs to restore plant species in Arusha and Manyara regions. To tell us more on the story, Margaret Getty reports.
According to Global Forest Watch, from 2001 to 2021, Hanang District alone lost 9.3% of its total tree coverage. This is mostly caused by human economic activities such as agriculture, charcoal, firewood, and timber export. Seed bombs is a solution brought to restore the indigenous plants of Tanzania.
A seed bomb is just a clay soil that we use
we roll clay soil into a bomb, into a shape of like a bomb, which is a cycle. And then we make sure that within that cycle, there's a seed inside. So most of the time, for now, we only deal with trees. And so far, we have only done one species, which is acacia. Why so? Because acacia are indigenous trees on East Africa. We try to restore what was there before, and we are doing this reforestation project with a hope that we can tackle climate change and educate people about deforestation.
Moreover, in ensuring restoration of plants, more research is conducted on grass seed bombs for the preservation and restoration of grasslands.
When we speak about trees, we always speak about carbon sequestration coming from trees. So trees take up carbon from the air and actually store it then in their biomass and also in their roots. But that also happens with grasses. So grasses are also very important for carbon sequestration. And also these grasses, these rangelands provide a natural environment, they store water. And they provide also living space for the natural species that we have there, like animals. And so to keep the ecosystem healthy, even though we have climate change, it's very important that those native species are still there and that they're not all degraded and gone, because then we have no safeguard against the effects of climate change.
The efforts of creating a greener Tanzania is supported enormously by planting indigenous tree species by using seed bombs in areas where they are needed most, which contributes to the global efforts of tackling climate change issues. Margaret Getty, TBC.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look on today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news compiled by Dorothy Mari and read by Faithan Gaga.
Tanzania's Serengeti National Park has been named the best in Africa for the 5th time in a row. It beat 6 other parks in the continent in this year's World Travel Awards, WTA, a global body that aims to reward excellence in travel and tourism. The Serengeti, which is popular for its wildebeest migration, has won the award every year since 2019. Other African contenders included Botswana's Central Kalahari Game Reserve, Namibia's Etosha National Park, Uganda's Kidepo Valley National Park, South Africa's Kruger National Park, and Kenya's Masai Mara National Reserve. The United Nations Stabilization Mission in Mali says their pullout has started from 2 camps in the tense Kidal region. The peacekeeping mission kicked off its withdrawal from Mali's northern region with the Tessalit and Aguelhok camps. The mission has transferred 4 camps to Malian authorities since August. The UN withdrawal from northern Mali is supposed to end by December 31st after 10 years of presence. 52 bodies have been recovered from the Congo River as search and rescue efforts continue following the weekend boat disaster. The Democratic Republic of Congo's Transport Minister Mark Ekila says the boat accident was caused by overloading and sailing at night, which are prohibited by regulations. He says an investigation was underway and those responsible for the capsizing will be held to account.
That was international news. Sports news up next. In sports news, the Taifa Stars head coach Adel Amroch calls on Tanzanian clubs to prioritize national team players in their first team selections as one of the ways of improving their skills and knowledge of football for the betterment of the national team. He made the call upon his arrival from Saudi Arabia at the Mwalimu Nyerere International Airport in Dar Salam. Amrocha insists that clubs should not depend on foreign players if they want to make Tanzanian players competitive internationally.
We must give chance for our players and believe for our young talent. We have good youth here. We must give him confidence and to work with them and to develop in the teams, because in national team we can develop players. In national team we need a player ready to play with the top players in the continent. But we are doing our best. We are here to do that, and it's not the end of the world. We are working.
Taifa Stars played Sudan in Saudi Arabia and held a draw as the team is gearing up for the AFCON 2023 to be played in Ivory Coast in January next year. Simba Sports Club Media and Communication Manager Ahmed Ali urges fans to turn up in numbers to support players in the opening match of African Football League against Al Ahly to be played at Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on Friday. Manager Ali says fans have a crucial role to play in motivating the players during the match.
Our aim is not only to win the match against Al Ahly, because we already do it frequently, so it's normal to us. But this time we want to knock out them in this tournament, and we tell them directly that they are coming during bad time, they are coming in the pit of fire, they are coming where we want proud from the whole African. We will never disappoint them who give us this opportunity.
Simba Sports Club hosts Al Ahly from Egypt in epic opening match of the African Football League to be played at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on Friday. And now the sports news, and I would like to thank the whole team. Today we won't be having the weather forecast. On behalf of the whole team, I wish you a lovely night. I am Teddy Mparanyanga.